All right, today's guest is a powerhouse vocalist, performer, and artist whose voice has shared stages and studios with some of music's greatest legends. Please welcome Miss Monet. Miss Monet, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You know what? First of all, I want to
Awesome.
say thank you so much for joining me on the show today. I don't know
Sure.
where to begin because you've done so much. So I'm going to kind of bounce all over the place. You have an
Okay.
amazing voice or an amazing talent. I want to
Thank you.
start off with the voice. Let's talk about that. What was that experience like, and
Aw,
how did you end up there?
the voice. Oh wow. The voice was an interesting thing. I had been approached when I was in LA. I remember I had been approached about it, and I think I remember I went and did like the little pre-audition thing and everything because a friend of mine begged me to do it. He was like, I can get you just right in. You can just go sing. You don't have to do the line and everything else because I
Right,
don't do lines. I don't do all that.
right,
And I remember doing it, and I remember it was like they were like, I really didn't have a backstory. I guess
right,
that's how it was kind of conveyed to me and
right,
everything. And that's when I was like, yeah, not ever. This is why I
right,
don't do these shows. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, and everything. Another friend of mine who comes in, who's actual scout, and he's like, "Look, I want to submit you," and I was like, "I don't do those. I'm not into that type of stuff."
yeah,
And then, but a mentor and big sister of mine, Wendy Moulton, was on season 22. And I saw what he said. Well, you saw what I did for Wendy. I said, yeah. So I called Wendy. I said, let me, give it to me 100. She broke it down to me.
yeah,
I says, okay. And at the end, she just basically said, Monet, go be Monet. You know what to
right,
do. Go be her.
right.
And I said, all right. And so I said, okay, fine, whatever, and like that. And he submitted me in, and they called me and said, we want you to be on the show. And I was like, okay.
And here
And
we are.
like that, and here we are. I didn't go with the any intention of wanting to win
Right,
for a few, very valid reasons. Because I always start with, can you name me one voice winner right now?
exactly.
Oh
I
wait,
can't. I
you
can't.
know, oh wait.
But it's doing great for you though. I mean, you're doing
I mean,
amazing work.
and no diss to it though. I think like
Right.
and that's what he was saying. Use it for what you need to use it for. Use it for your
Absolutely.
advantage. So again, now I'm Miss Monet from The Voice, perpetuity. You can go look at the footage; it's always there and everything, and it holds its thing. It holds its weight.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
like, I was on The Voice and da 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 da.
It's good for the resume, right?
Good for the resume. Yeah, and another thing I just added on to the already illustrious resume
Right.
that I have
Right.
and everything. But it was a fun experience. I highly encourage anybody who wants to do that to do it. I mean, you don't know. My purpose was to show people, women of color, number one, women who look like me, who are shaped like me, who are aged like me, that you can do whatever you want to do. As long if you got it in you, don't let anything suppress your dream. And that was my purpose of wanting to do it, to uh, be an example for women like myself.
Right. Now, I want to go back. You as a little girl, what were your dreams
Mhm.
as a little girl? Did you see yourself as being a singer, or when did that vision become a vision for you?
Mhm. It's always been there.
Really?
It's always been there. I was speaking to someone the other day, and he asked me literally the same question, like from day one. And my mother would tell you she knew. She said when you were born, she said you came out. She said babies come out crying and screaming. She said you came out. You some crazy notes. You came out singing a note. She said it was a sustained note. You didn't cry. You hit the sustained note. And she said she was like, "Oh yeah, just gonna be a singer. She's gonna be a singer."
Yeah,
And it was just always what I did. It was music always around me. I was consistently just enthralled with everything about music. My father was a supporting vocalist for Marvin Gaye for over like 13 years. My mother was a gospel singer. My grandparents were gospel promoters and artists. I mean, it was just it's always around. So it was, somewhat innate, of course, and the influence was obvious.
yeah,
That's what I did.
yeah.
I didn't see me doing anything else but performing and singing and being that kind of child. And I just continue to, develop and develop and develop, and then here we are.
That was going to be my next question. Did you grow up in a musically, influenced household? You know,
Absolutely,
yeah. Now,
absolutely.
who were some of the people you listened to growing up?
Gosh, growing up. Well, I always say my there are four my Mount Rushmore is four, of course, four. It'd be my mother and my grandmother. I start with them because those were the two voices I heard the most. Those
Right.
were the two influences that showed me what texture was in voices and power in voices and everything. And to watch my grandmother in church sing and just sit and sing just like one note and the whole church just fall out.
Right.
And I was as a kid looking like, wow, that's crazy. Same thing with my mom. Um, so those women were like just the immediate influences, and then as I got older and started to understand and started to study music and really get in depth with artists and music and blah blah, uh Barbara Streisand and then Whitney Houston, because Whitney was the first person who finally looked like me
Yeah.
that was singing. I mean, and aside from when I say look like me at the time of my age, I mean, there was the Shaka Khans and there's the
Right.
Aretha Franklins and everything like that. But for my generation, as a child, or a preteen, I
Right.
had this person that I can finally relate to that kind of made sense to me. So it would be Whitney and everything, and then there were many others too. Whitney was, I would say, the pinnacle. Minnie Riperton, Angela Winbush, of course, Shaka,
Yeah.
um, Sarah Vaughan. It
So
just,
many.
and as I got older, I started to add more and more to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dionne
Now,
Warwick.
yeah. Now you've worked with some heavy hitters yourself. I mean, Will
Uh,
Downing, Boz Scaggs, Huey Lewis. Now, when you name those kind of people, when you say Huey Lewis, it's like, okay, how did you link up with Huey Lewis? Which is he's amazing, by the way.
Huey Lewis and the News.
And the news.
As
Shout
the
out to Huey.
Huey and the guys, as the story goes. Imagine being, a 17, 18-year-old kid from the Bay Area, um, no touring experience, no anything, but this child, this prodigy. Everyone in the Bay knows who she is. I've singing in the club since I was 14. And a gentleman who was then, managed me at the time, found out about Huey and them needing, they're going to use background vocals for the first time because they, as a band, they all sing, so
Right.
they didn't need. But they were doing this throwback record, and they were needing vocalists. And he put me in the pot. He
Yeah.
referred me, and I went to go audition, and yeah, got the gig, and
Yeah.
graduated from high school, got my diploma, and then next thing you know, bye, I'm on my way to Europe for 3 months with Huey Lewis in the News.
Wow, Huey Lewis. Then it's Michael McDonald, Lenny Kravitz. I mean, you just
Yeah.
your I mean, your resume is amazing. I want to talk a little bit about
Mhm.
your residency in Las Vegas. Talk about that. Tell us about
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I just celebrated my year at it's called Delilah, and it's a supper club, the number one supper club here in Las Vegas, inside the Wynn. And so when I tell you it is all of the things, it's sexy. It reminds you of, it's a very retro, it reminds you of like a cotton club, or,
Right.
it has that kind of ambiance, right? We have the dancers with the feathers and
Mhm.
and all the hairdresses and all the stuff. But I
Classic
am there.
Vegas, right? Classic Vegas look,
Classic
right?
Vegas, very, very classic Vegas.
Yeah.
The beautiful people are there, the sexy people are there, and it's a hard to get in place. Like a reservation, it's reservation only, and reservation wait is like 2 to 3 months in advance.
Mm.
So it's quite the place. It kind of fell into my lap as well. I had been approached by them before, and I was kind of turned it down because I'm a touring artist and I'm always here and there, and I didn't want to be tethered to anything, and I don't like to commit to something and then I say, oh, I gotta go. Sorry,
Yeah.
I've never been that person, and so I was kind of hesitant about doing it, but then it came back around, um, and I hadn't. It was my birthday.
Right.
Yeah, I was getting ready to celebrate my birthday, and I was like, I usually kind of do a birthday performance or something, and I hadn't
Yeah.
done one here in Vegas in a minute. And I says, well, you know what? I'll take this as an opportunity to just go sing here, invite people down to celebrate with me for my birthday, and get a
Right.
table. And we did that. Yeah, and what happened was I turned the place upside down. It turned, and people were like, what is
Wow.
happening? Like the patrons were up and dancing and screaming and moving about, and the everybody was
Wow.
like, "What is happening?" And then I told my sister, who's my my business partner and manager, she said, "Yeah, I expect I'm going to get a call this week." And you sure enough, it basically was like, "Look, what can we
Yeah.
do? How can we
Yeah.
make this work?" How can we make this work? And then I was like, and we worked it out, and it's been a year later, and it's been a beautiful experience. I enjoy it. I enjoy meeting the people. We get people from all over the world to
Yeah.
come, and I get to just sit and meet them and talk to them and everything, and thank them for coming out, experiencing Delilah. So it's been a beautiful experience. Again, if you would told me you're going to be singing in the supper club, I would have been like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's not. But here I am a year later.
But listen, I can't wait to come see it. I'm definitely gonna
Yeah.
come see it. Yeah, I definitely.
And it's a vibe. A lot of people say, "Well, what do you do?" It's like we take songs that you know. I mean, it's the pop songs that you know, but
Okay.
it's a full band. But where it's a jazz, it's very again. You gotta remember the ambiance. So we got upright bass, acoustic piano, saxophone, horns, and we flipped the songs. Like last night, I had to sing last night, and we took song Deja Vu, Beyonce's Deja Vu,
Hmm.
and we did it in a 12/8. Now, musicians, you understand what a 12/8 count is. That was crazy. And we flipped
Yeah.
that thing. And it
Yeah.
was so dope. And that's what I enjoy about um I love to reinterpret. I always say
Right.
reinterpret,
Right.
or reimagine
Right.
things. And so that's what keeps it fresh for me because you never know how we're going to flip it.
Right.
So
Now,
that's the beautiful part about it.
do you do the same songs every night, or do you switch them up each night,
I
or how does
switch
that
them
work?
up.
Okay.
Well, we switch them up. I mean, there'll be some are probably will repeat, but the beautiful thing about that is my unit might be the same. I always get different
Right.
musicians, so it's almost like you put it in the pot and shake it up. Who will get today? Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Let's okay. I know, and we all know what each other can do and everything. And so every night, I might sing the same song on. Because my nights are Friday nights, Saturday nights, and then I'll do some it's like Sunday, Mondays. Um, you might get Friday night, I might sing the same song Friday and Saturday night, but I have two different units and it's going to
Right.
feel different, you know? So
Nice.
that's what I enjoy about it because you just don't know how the interpretation is going to come out. And I'm inspired by the musicians and how they play, how they set up the timing. And that's what makes me sing it different. So, yeah.
Nice. Now you have some new music out, right?
I do. I released my current single out right now. It's called "You're Gonna Need Me Again," which is they called it the Usher sample, but no, it is a remake of the classic by Dionne Warwick, "You're Gonna Need Me," and yeah, released that thing, and it has been doing well as it went to as high as number 2 on the UK soul charts, and it charted pretty well. It charted here in the States, an independent chart, but nonetheless, it was like one of the top charts songs for 2025.
Yeah.
So very grateful that that single went out. It's still out. It's still being discovered. Probably going to do another push on it because it's still being discovered. People are still hearing
Yeah.
it. People are still finding it.
Definitely do another push on it because I heard it for the first time the other day, and I listened to it like six
Yeah.
times back to back. So it's
Thank
not.
you.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not finished doing what it's going to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're kind of marketing around. I have a show coming. We'll probably talk about that later, but show coming around. So around that, we're talking about doing another push on it
Yeah.
and get it pushed on up out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Now talk about the show you got coming up.
Okay, well since we're on it, right?
Let's jump
Um,
right into
jump right on into it. So
it.
yeah, so I'm from the Bay Area, from
Mhm.
Oakland, and there's a club there, 50 years, very famous place called Yoshi's of Oakland, and I everyone plays there. We've all grew up playing there and everything, and the last time I was there was 9 years ago. I am coming home March 6th
Wow.
to do a show at Yoshi's, and I cannot wait. I'm excited because again, it's been 9 years, almost 10 years since I was there last. So much has happened. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Between then and now, like I said, we
Yeah.
have The Voice, we have the residency, we have the major tours I've done, with the artists, Joe
Yeah.
Bonamassa and people like that. So much has happened. I released all this new music since then,
Yeah.
and so I'm excited to not only come home and perform for family and friends and new people who are discovered Miss Monet from me being on the Smooth Jazz Cruise, which I'm a principal artist on that I'm leaving on in like the next 5 days. But meeting me on the ship, coming to Delight, all these different places, I've acquired all these new fans and people,
Yeah.
and they're coming to Yoshi. So I'm excited to present just me as a singer, but this is my new music, my
Right.
original music, to introduce it and perform it live for the first time, for many to hear. So that's happening March 6th at Yoshi's in Oakland, California. So if you're around, if you know someone in the Bay, tell them to
Yeah.
come on down to Yoshi's March 6th. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time, soulful. And if you know Miss Monet, you know how I get down, you know we going to get down.
You're
So
gonna
I'm,
get definitely gonna get down. So
yeah,
I can't wait to come see you in Vegas. Now
thank you.
how do you balance the cruise and the residency?
The beautiful thing about the residency, which was one of the things that we agreed upon, is they give me, um, they allow me to schedule a month in advance.
Okay.
With that being said, so what happens is like, well, when it comes out, and then I'll look at what's on there, and I'll say, okay, no, I'm going here, 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 and I can just block out where I'm not and everything. And then so with me being gone, they'll replace me with another singer and
Okay.
everything. Because the show itself, we do a dinner show and a late show, and I am the principal artist for the late show. But they're, we have they have and I say in a rainbow assortment of
Yeah.
vocalists who come in and do, either show and everything. Like I said, I do Friday night, Saturday nights, and everything. But other nights we have other, of course, other singers that do it and everything like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I get my schedule ahead of time, and I can block out where I'm not and everything. And
Okay.
then, yeah, they're looking at me because they know Friday's my last day, and they all like,
Wow.
ah! I'm like, I'll
Well,
be back.
well, I hope you're
You
going to
know.
be back there when I get there. I should be back there in sometime in March. So I hope you're there when I'm there.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we'll
yeah,
work that
yeah,
out.
yeah.
We'll work that
We'll
out.
work it out.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. Miss Monet, we run out of time. I thank you so much for joining me on the show today. We have to do it again. Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's do it. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for
Absolutely.
joining me. You're watching the Power Hour right here. I'm your host, DJ Larry Jones.
Peace.